Parisian, the left fielder for Ohio State, and we are underway. First pitch at 5:36 p.m. Eastern Time. And our first pitch temperature 69 degrees with light winds here in Southeast Ohio. Here we go.
Here we go.
The 1-0, and that buzzes just inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Our umpiring crew, Gavin Ramsey behind home plate, Bill Renzi at first, David Scott Jr. at third. (2-0). And that is on the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hadley Parisian had a really good series against Michigan. Ohio State swept their arch rivals, Michigan, in 3 games, and Parisian had a walk-off 3-run home run in game 2 of that series. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Sam, Parisian, the transfer from Miami University with Ohio State's new head coach, Kiran Kumar. She had a great season last year at Miami, a .357 average, 8 home runs, 32 RBIs, but the jump from Miami to Ohio State, we've really seen her improve as a player in her sophomore season.
2-2, and that's on the outside corner, frozen. Called strike 3. Hadley Parisian heads back to the dugout. Good start for Anna Wise, who is a freshman, but she's not just any old freshman, Angelo. She leads the Mid-American Conference with a sizzling 2.13 ERA. This is her 17th start of the season.
She's a stud. There's no other way to put it, Sam. And head coach Jenna Hall gives her the tall task of dealing with this Ohio State offense today. And she's looking to make her mark on this game, and she's done so far this season for the Bobcats. Excited to see what Anna Wise can do with this potent Buckeyes lineup.
Here's Jasmine Burns, the sophomore from California. Has a power bat. Just unbelievable work Jasmine Burns has put in this season. 2nd in the nation in RBIs, tied for 2nd in the nation in home runs with 22. Went 4 for 8 in the previous series against the Michigan Wolverines. The 2-0 pitch, and it's knocked foul to the right side towards the Hocking River and the Convocation Center. As you see the quick glimpse of the crowd, just an unreal atmosphere, standing room only. We got people standing at the very top of both sides of the bleachers here on the first and third base side. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Sam, it looks like Anna Wise is kind of pitching around Jasmine Burns here, as who wouldn't? She is one of the best hitters in the entire nation. And, you know, for Ohio to win here today, the pitching needs to be stellar, as it's been all year. Keep the ball low, keep the ball in the yard.
That ball just misses outside, and Jasmine Burns draws a walk, her 24th of the season. Both of these teams coming off 3-game sweeps as we look at the incredible crowd on hand today at the Ohio softball field. Ohio swept Miami in a 3-game set in MAC play, and Ohio State swept Michigan over the weekend. This is fouled off. Reagan Milliken at the plate, the senior first baseman.
Reagan Milliken, the senior first baseman from Bethel Park, PA, and she didn't see game action last year, Sam, but she's 2nd in RBIs this year for the Buckeyes. She's really taken a step, and as most Ohio State hitters have this year, and hitting the ball very well.
That runs inside, and Milliken did go around, so the count is 0-2. 48th start of the season for Reagan Milliken, who dealt with some injury, illness last year, did not play, and only played in 9 games the first 2 seasons at Ohio State. Nasty off speed. Anna Wise throwing ice cubes, freezing these Ohio State hitters early. 2 strikeouts.
Looks like these Ohio State hitters, they're on their toes so far, and they've never seen Anna Wise, obviously, and she's done a great job so far with her pitch sequencing, Sam, from the fastball to the off speed, and right there that off speed gets the outside corner for strike 3.
Cami Kortokrax, senior shortstop, She's been with the Buckeyes for a minute and knows what it's like to blow out Ohio, but also lose to Ohio. 2 years ago, the Bobcats beat the Buckeyes at Ohio State. Quartercracks was on that team. Here's a ground ball to third. Shelby Wessler gobbles it up, and Ohio puts a 0 on the scoreboard defensively. Good start for the freshman pitcher, Anna Wise, to calm things down against a really potent Ohio State offense. The Bobcats bat for the first time today when we come back on ESPN+. Did last weekend against Miami, hit 3 home runs, 1 in each game, and that propelled them to a 3-game sweep.
To your point, Sam, this Ohio lineup, they love to work at bats, and they don't strike out like you said. They work at bats, they take walks, they get on base, they run the bases extremely well, and they proved this past weekend against their rival Miami that although they don't hit very many home runs, they do hit very timely home runs.
Sammy Buick gobbles it up and throws to first. Uhas is out. Good play by the third baseman, Sammy Buick. We just showed a quick glimpse of Lena Gerhard, freshman in the circle for Ohio State. The rest of the defenders for the Buckeyes. You've got the Big Ten Player of the Week, Skylar Lamone, in center field for her offensive production. But it's been a really consistent lineup, both at the plate and in the field for the Buckeyes. The one thing that Ohio State isn't as strong at when you look at their team is the pitching. They have some youth in the circle, and their ERA is above 4 as a team. CC Kyle fouls this one off.
Yeah, Sam, this Ohio State pitching staff, if there were to be a weak point, that would be it for these Buckeyes. They have 3 freshmen in the pitching room for this team, and an injury to junior pitcher Lexi Polson from Bloom Carroll, Ohio, has left them kind of short-staffed, and they've worked through it as their offense scores so many runs.
That one misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lena Gerhard, 9th start of the season for the freshman, has speed and power in the circle. She will try to overpower you with pitches. A 4.06 ERA coming into today. And did not pitch over the weekend against Michigan. Didn't need her with a 3-game sweep. 2 balls and 2 strikes to CC Keitel, the senior center fielder for the Bobcats. And from 0-2 to 3-2, this is where Ohio can really be a pain to deal with at the plate.
They're so good at even going down 0-2 in a count, hunting pitches and fouling off pitches that they know they can't work with.
And CC Keitel draws a 1-out walk. So from 0-2 to a walk, CC is at first base, and she was a huge part of Ohio's 3-game sweep against the defending MAC tournament champions Miami with a 4-hit weekend. Here's Brenna Farmer, the sophomore first baseman. This ball's crushed high and deep to left field, still back off the top of the wall. CC Keitel moves to third, and Brenna Farmer with a double, and Ohio in business.
What a great piece of hitting, Sam, for Brenna Farmer, the first baseman for the Ohio Bobcats. First pitch, gets one she can work with, fastball, low in the zone, muscles it out to left center, just barely stays in the yard. And she did that against Miami. She actually hit one out, but there you see her drive that ball to left field. As we take a look at it here, just a pure swing from the lefty. Goes opposite field, and maybe one push-up out of bed this morning, Sam, and she hits that ball out.
Well, Brenna Farmer, before last weekend, did not have a home run this season, and she's second on the team in batting average. Her home run last weekend was over the left field fence, and here she goes the opposite way. Emma Hoffner touches this ball into left. It's caught by Parisian, and a run scores. Sacrifice fly, RBI. Emma Hoffner, her 41st RBI of the season. That's 5th in the MAC. And Ohio sends the first message in this matchup.
Well, folks, the Bobcat faithful here at Ohio Softball Field are absolutely letting you know that they are here to play as Emma Hoffner gets her 41st RBI of the season. The senior's just been so excellent at the plate all year. Does it again there.
Maddie Wilcox fouls the first pitch back. Emma Hoffner, a leader on this Ohio team, senior from New Stanton, Pennsylvania, who 2 weekends ago became just the 12th Ohio Bobcat to reach 100 career RBIs. Ohio is attacking on first pitches. We've seen that now 3 straight times. Brenna Farmer, Emma Hoffner, and Maddie Wilcox.
I love that mindset from the Bobcat hitters, and I'd have to venture to say head coach Jenna Hall told them, hey, if it's there on the first pitch, you absolutely have the green light. And so far we've seen that, like you said, that's 3 consecutive first pitch hacks we've seen. And Lena Gerhardt getting battle tested here early, as the Bobcats knew that Ohio State wasn't going to be throwing one of their top arms, but an arm nonetheless.
2 balls and 1 strike. Wilcox, slow dribbler to the circle, and Gerhardt makes the play, and the inning is over. Emma Hoffner, sacrifice fly RBI. That's the first run of the game. The Ohio Bobcats lead 1-0 over 22nd ranked Kieran Kumar, aka 2K, the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes in her first season in Columbus at the Shoe. And she's very familiar with Ohio University and the Mid-American Conference. She was the head coach at Miami of Ohio for 4 seasons and won the MAC championship every single year. So if that's not a bit of a, hey, let's try and beat Coach Kumar and Ohio State, if you're Ohio, that's all the motivation you really need in this matchup.
She had such a great career at Miami of Ohio, and she was hired in June to come to Ohio State and revamp their softball program. And like you said, Sam, Ohio, if I were a Bobcat, I'd be foaming at the mouth, get a little revenge on the head coach that constantly beats you over and over again at your rival school.
Here's Sammy Buick, who is one of the 2 transfers from Miami in the Ohio State lineup. And Coach Kumar, again, at Miami, 4 straight MAC championships. And Ohio finished in 2nd place each of the last 3 seasons. This ball's crushed foul. So Coach Kumar knows how good Ohio softball is right now, and they continue to get better and better. Heck, last weekend, Ohio swept Coach Kumar's former team, Miami, in 3 games.
Yeah, she leaves, and then the Bobcats get that series win and sweep over their rivals, excuse me.
That ball just misses outside by an eyelash. Full count, 3-2 to Sammy Buick, the 2024 MAC Freshman of the Year while at Miami.
It's a great at-bat right here for Sammy Buick, and she really just needs to dig in here. Full count, foul one off, or work with it.
Ball 4. Second walk issued by freshman pitcher Anna Wise. It'll be interesting to continue to watch how Anna Wise navigates around these Ohio State hitters that at any moment they can go yard. They lead the nation in home runs. So it's going to be one of those careful locations every single time for Wise. Caitlin Farley fouls the first pitch back, the senior second baseman.
Yeah, to your point about Anna Wise, her location and sequencing is going to be so important today. And I do expect to see a lot of counts get 2-2, 3-2, just because you don't want to leave a mistake pitch over the middle of the plate and let Ohio State send the ball over the fence as they do so well.
Here's a bunt, and that's called a strike. It's quickly 0-2. Caitlin Farley, 49th start of the season for the senior, who's from California and is in her 4th season at Ohio State. The 0-2 pitch Swing and a drive deep to left center field, and that ball is gone. And with that home run, Ohio State makes history. The Buckeyes hit their 119th home run of the season, setting a new single-season record in Big Ten history.
What an accomplishment for the Buckeyes, getting to number 119 for them and setting that single-season home run record in the Big Ten as Caitlin Farley launches that ball, as we see here, with her 11th home run of the year to give the Buckeyes 2-1 lead early in the second.
What a moment for Ohio State. You knew it was going to come, you just wondered when. And just like that, the Buckeyes in front 2-1. Farley's 11th home run of the season, and it's one that will go down in history. Ground ball right back to the circle. Wise makes the play, one away.
Great bounce back at bat there for Anna Wise in the circle. Gets a ground ball right back to her, takes her time, gets the out at first base. The Bobcats got one out now.
That ball misses low. One ball and no strikes to Haley Lang. As we talked about, it's an Ohio State offense that leads the nation in so many statistical categories. And one of them is home runs. 119 homers now on the season. This is the way that they have to play to win games. They're fifth in the Big Ten right now, and they're going up against teams ahead of them like Oregon, who's 41-5, UCLA 41-7, two ranked teams. That ball misses low. I mean, you look at their pitching, you look at their hitting, and they need to be electric offensively. You got to get in a shootout if you're Ohio State.
Yeah, and to your point, Sam, they have lost a couple games in the Big Ten because of their pitching. You know, they've gotten to a couple shootouts and they've actually lost. But when that offense is so explosive, you can have a pitching staff that, you know, isn't the best in the world, but like you've said, it has lost them a couple games so far this season.
3-1 is clobbered into left field, but holds up for Izzy Wilson. 2 down. Skylar Lamone, the Big Ten Player of the Week, is retired. Great bounce back from Anna Wise here. There's some of the comparisons that we talked about with these two teams coming in. It's an Ohio team offensively that doesn't strike out a lot. They're currently towards the very bottom, second fewest strikeout numbers in the Mid-American Conference. And then Ohio State, those home runs, now 119, a new single-season Big Ten record. They were previously tied with their arch-rival Michigan, 118 home runs the Wolverines had a few years back in a season. Taylor Cruz at the plate, the sophomore right fielder.
This offense, Sam, it's crazy when you look at the numbers and you see the stats for yourself and how explosive and good they really are. Because that's a strike there from Anna Wise. It's almost like you can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them when you're playing against them. And it's going to be a tall task all day for the pitchers in the circle for the Bobcats.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And no. Cruz did not go around. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor Cruz, 36th start of the season for the number 9 hitter. She tries to crack the code that is Anna Wise. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up left side. Shelby Wessler makes the play, and the inning is over. So Ohio does give up a 2-run home run to Caitlin Farley, but that's it. The Bobcats now trail 2-1. This shot is going to go down in history for the Buckeyes. Their 119th home run of the season, a new Big Ten single season record. Bottom two is next. That same season, Coach Hall's squad beat Ohio State at Ohio State, a 1-0 victory in 9 innings. And Coach Hall has done nothing but win here at Ohio. 3 straight 30-plus win seasons. The only thing that's on her mind, or maybe not on her mind right this moment, but for fans and Ohio softball right now, is trying to capture that MAC championship. It would be the first since 2018.
All that's really left on head coach Jenna Hall's plate at Ohio to do is win the regular season and win a MAC tournament championship and get to the regionals. And she wants it real bad, and we've talked to her a couple times, and we can tell that. And a great opportunity here today against Ohio State to really submit your confidence moving forward into the latter half of the year.
Here's Izzy Wilson, the sophomore from Delaware, Ohio. 2 balls and 2 strikes going up against Lena Gerhard, the freshman in the circle. Izzy Wilson, even though she is only a sophomore, she is a leader on this team. We heard our field reporter Lucy Schaefer talk about the big adjustment that the team made from the Toledo series to the Bowling Green series as Wilson strikes out. Ohio dropped 2 out of 3 against Toledo, not this past weekend, but the weekend prior. And Izzy Wilson stepped up and spoke in the post-game huddle and was like, hey, you know, we're playing scared to fail. Y'all, we need to change that mindset, not be outcome-oriented, be process-oriented. They turned around and swept Bowling Green in the doubleheader, and then they go on to beat Miami 3 times this past weekend.
It speaks volumes to Ohio's culture when you can have someone like Izzy Wilson, who's not an older person on this team, but still have that confidence to speak to her team and tell her how she feels and what they need to work and improve on, and to quick turnaround for the Bobcats that they had. It just really speaks volumes to Ohio's culture that they've built here.
Abby Kennelly, freshman from Waterville, Ohio. What a freshman season for Abby Kennelly. She is scorching hot at the plate in conference play. Quickly 0-2. In 16 conference games, Angelo, she is hitting .450.
That's absurd. There's nothing else to say about it. She's so good at her craft doing that slap hit that she does. And even this past weekend against Miami, as she slaps one right at the shortstop there and is thrown out at first, she's very good at doing what a slap hitter likes to do, getting the ball on the ground and using her speed, but just barely gets thrown out there.
Yeah, Abby Kennelly is the only freshman in Ohio's starting lineup outside of the pitcher Anna Wise today. Here's the number 8 hitter, Shelby Wessler, who was on that Ohio team 2 years ago that beat Ohio State 1-0 in 9 innings. The junior from Marion, Ohio, making her 140th career start today. On the first pitch, grounds it right to Caitlin Farley. And the inning is over. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the freshman Lena Gerhard in the circle. Ohio State, the 22nd ranked Buckeyes, with a 2-1 lead over the...
Idle is one of the 4 seniors playing in her last season, and Coach Jenna Hall talked highly about these athletes. She said they've really shaped the culture at OU, one she thinks that will last for a long time after they graduate. She told us just how hard they work every single day, and that hard work is certainly showing here today.
And speaking of hard work, Cece Keitel is one of the hardest workers on the Ohio softball team, and you'll talk to anyone within the program, and they'll tell you that. Skip Miller told me that. Head coach Jenna Hall, validated that. It has been really cool to watch her growth, and she is the starting center fielder for Ohio. Her batting average has gotten better each season as well, and she's a top-tier defensive center fielder. Top of the 3rd inning, Ohio State leads 2-1 on that 2-run homer from Caitlin Farley. There's a buzz in the air right now, just with the crowd, the atmosphere. Everybody, all eyes on this matchup, definitely a fascinating one. Non-conference matchup, but still with Ohio against Ohio State, it just feels different, especially with how connected the coaching staffs are. When you think about Coach Kumar, Ohio State, she was at Miami. You know, that's obviously Miami-Ohio, a rivalry, and then Jenna Hall, head coach, she was at Ohio State as an assistant for a number of years. And Lily Piper was a player at Ohio State, a really good player at Ohio State.
The relationships these two teams have, Sam, like you've mentioned, it's crazy, and it adds to the stakes when you talk about that these are the two best softball teams in Ohio this year. So that's fouled on the right field line. It really adds to the stakes, you know. Two of the best softball teams in Ohio. They have very familiar faces on each side, and it's not let us down so far to this point.
Yeah, we're being treated to a really good game so far. This is Hadley Parisian, sophomore left fielder, struck out her first time up, and this ball is clocked up the middle. Parisian leads off the top of the third inning with a single, hitting .307 coming into today.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting there from Hadley Parisian, just outside half, drives that ball right back up the middle, and gets a leadoff hit here for the Buckeyes with the ever so dangerous Jasmine Burns due up.
Jasmine Burns is tangled up on that pitch, strike one. Sophomore from California out of Murrieta Mesa High School. No surprise that she set the school record there for home runs and RBIs. She's pretty much doing that at Ohio State this season. 22 home runs on the season for Jasmine Burns. And when she hit home run number 21, that was a significant one because she broke former Ohio State standout Lily Piper, who's an assistant coach at Ohio currently. Lily had 20 home runs in 2018. Nasty off speed, and that feathers its way into the strike zone, 1-2.
I mean, what are the odds of that, Sam? I mean, just this past weekend, you break the home run record in a single season out of school, and then just a couple of days later, you play said, as that's fouled straight back, you play said record holder a couple days later, and man, it's just such an interesting dynamic between these two
Wild.
teams.
It is a wild twist. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Burns. And she takes low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jasmine Burns, a highly touted softball player coming out of Murrieta Mesa High School. She was rated by Extra Innings Softball as the nation's number 5 catcher and number 15 overall player. That gets in the dirt, and no throw down to second. Parisian takes the bag easily.
That was a great read there by Hadley Parisian over at first base. Saw the ball in the dirt and swiped an extra 60 feet there from the Bobcats. Had there been a play, it would have been close, as Emma Hoffner is a great catcher and great at throwing runners out at second base.
3-2, grounded to third. Shelby Wessler stares over at second and makes the play. 1 away. What do you think of the way Anna Wise attacked Jasmine Burns there? Instead of pitching around, Burns sort of went at her at times, right?
I love how they've pitched Jasmine Burns so far in the first inning. Nobody on base. You don't want to allow a solo home run. You just kind of pitch around her. Don't give her anything she can hit hard. And then there, you know, you get up in the count. Then you throw 2 balls off the plate. That's smoked in her center field.
And Parisian gets the wave sign. Throw is cut off. Parisian scores. And it is another run for the Buckeyes. Reagan Milliken drives in Hadley Parisian. 3-1 Ohio State.
Yeah, Sam, that's just a great piece of hitting there from Reagan Milliken. Once again, just as we take a look at it here, gets something she can work with low in the zone and muscles it out to center field, and CeCe Keitel with a great throw in, but just too late.
Great work by our crew as Ohio having a conversation in the circle led by pitching coach Maddie McCready, who's done an unbelievable job with the staff. Best ERA in the MAC, and there's Lily Piper, another assistant coach, mentioned how she was a standout at Ohio State, and she's been a huge part of this Ohio softball program. She was coached by head coach Jenna Hall at Ohio State. Coach Hall was an assistant coach then. So it is a very tight coaching staff, and a reason why this softball program at Ohio has been so successful. Cami Korda-Krax at the plate for Ohio State and fouls the first pitch off into Ohio's dugout.
Boy, that did not feel good.
That ball went to the dugout window in a hurry. Korda-Krax, the senior from Westerville, Ohio, out of Bishop Hartley High School, a 626 average way back in her senior season. Now she's a senior here at Ohio State. Beautiful off speed, freezes Korda-Krax. Quickly 0-2.
Anna Wise has really mixed in that off speed so beautifully, and every time she's thrown it, the Ohio State hitters have kind of buckled at the knees and not been ready for it. It's been the fastball, though, that these Ohio State hitters have been so good at hitting, and they're hunting fastballs here.
And this is a fastball that is clobbered into left center field. Goodbye! Another Buckeye blast. 2-run shot. Cami Korda-Krax, the senior, with her 14th homer of the season. And it's 5-1 Ohio State.
That ball left the yard in a hurry. Oh my, she got all of that as we take a look here. Gets a fastball low in the zone, goes down, gets it, and says, hello, see you later, goodbye ball. That softball ended up in the parking lot behind the field. Great hit there from the senior Cami Korda-Krax.
And we are going to get a pitching change. Allie Myers will be the new pitcher for Ohio, so we will take a quick break here in the top of the third inning. Ohio State with 2 home runs in this game. They lead 5-1 over Ohio on ESPN+. It's the freshman from Waterville, Ohio, Allie Myers, making her second appearance of the season. And the first pitch misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Sammy Buick, sophomore third baseman who walked her last time up. Allie Myers out of Anthony Wayne High School, same high school as Ohio shortstop Abby Kennelly. 2 balls and no strikes. That one was really close. The Ohio fans letting home plate umpire Gavin Ramsey hear about that a little bit. And it's quickly 3-0. So Ohio State 2 home runs already in this game. That's their calling card. 120 home runs on the season, which leads the nation.
Yeah, here for freshman Allie Myers in the circle for the Bobcats. You get handed the ball against a team like Ohio State, who, you know, is ranked 22nd in the country and the best offense in softball this year, and you just got to breathe, tell yourself, pitch my game, pitch strikes, and, you know, your defense has your back behind you. The only thing you can really do is work and throw strikes.
Caitlin Farley at the plate for Ohio State. Homered her last time up and takes a strike, 0-1. Farley, a senior who has had a really good career at Ohio State. Her 191st career start today, and has a career batting average above 300. Back-to-back strikes, fastballs from Allie Myers. And for Farley, she's made an impact, like I mentioned, dating back to her freshman year. Even in the Big Ten tournament her freshman year, she went 3 for 3 in a game and tripled. That one just misses. And coming off a really good series against Michigan. Fast forward all the way to this past weekend, where she hit 2 home runs, drove in 4. A 1-2 buzzes up and in, and that clips Farley first and second now with only 1 out.
The story of 2 pitches, Sam. Allie Myers throws a breaking ball away and doesn't get the strike 3 call that her or catcher Emma Hoffner thought was a strike, and then the very next pitch runs it inside and hits the batter. That's just really unfortunate there for the Bobcats.
There's a strike on the outside corner. This is really, for Allie Myers, a great opportunity. It's only your second appearance of the season. The freshman getting an opportunity to really showcase herself in front of a great atmosphere. One ball and 1 strike. Haley Lang, the catcher, at the plate right now for the Buckeyes. Sophomore from Ashland, Ohio, out of Ashland High School. Primarily just a pinch hitter last season. And this is only her 12th game this season, hitting .333, 3 for 9 at the plate in 2025. Right now in the Big Ten, you're looking at possibly 5-6 teams, maybe 7, but 5 to 6 teams roughly you would think get into the NCAA tournament if things continue to go the way they've gone. Oregon, first place in the Big Ten, UCLA second place, Nebraska third, Northwestern fourth, and then Ohio State's fifth. And they're a team that obviously no one wants to play for the sole reason that they hit home runs. This is lifted foul to the right side.
Like you just said, Sam, nobody wants to see Ohio State down the latter half of the year, and as we get into regionals and super regionals, for, like you said, the sole reason that in a blink of an eye they can blow open a game, as 1 through 9, anybody on this team can hit a home run.
2-2, line drive into right, that bounces in front of Belle Hummel, and that scores another run for the Buckeyes. Standing up, Sammy Buick. Now the ball gets away, and here comes Farley. So 2 more runs, and it's 7-1 Buckeyes.
Really unfortunate there for Ohio as right fielder Belle Hummel sees the ball down in front of her and then pump fakes a couple of times and then overthrows Lauren Uhas as the cut, and Ohio State's able to steal another run from the Bobcats down early. That's not a play that you can have for Ohio if you want to stay in this game and fight and claw your way back. You can't have plays like that right there.
Strike 1 to Skylar Lamone, junior center fielder for Ohio State, hitting in the 8th spot. Big Ten Player of the Week, Skylar Lamone. Her last 5 games, she's been pretty much unstoppable. 8 hits in 12 at-bats over her last 5 games. 3 homers, 7 RBIs. First-year starter. She was just a pinch runner last season. This is clocked on the ground to Lauren Uhas at second. And 1 out is recorded in that sequence. 2 down in the inning.
Great job by second baseman Lauren Uhas just to stay in front of that ground ball as that thing was roped right at her and get the lead out at second there. Couldn't double them up, but you'll take outs where you can get them right now if you're Ohio.
Taylor Cruz, the sophomore right fielder. And that one connects on the outside corner, strike 1. Well, the Buckeyes, they're 37-10-1 overall, 11-5 in Big Ten play. 4 straight 30-win seasons. This gets away from the catcher, Emma Hoffner. And Lamone reaches second base without a throw. 4 straight 30-win seasons. But the Big Ten is a really tough softball conference. Ohio State has only won one Big Ten tournament championship. That was back in 2007, but they do have 5 NCAA tournament appearances since 2016. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Taylor Cruz. And with this new leadership, and Kiran Kumar, first-year head coach, 2-time MAC Coach of the Year when she was at Miami, she has done a phenomenal job making Ohio State a team to really pay attention to in the Big Ten Conference. They're in 5th place right now.
Yeah, she comes over from Miami of Ohio and instantly rejuvenates the Ohio State softball program and has them moving in a place that they really like and are comfortable with. You know, they would like to be a little higher than 5th in the Big Ten, but train's rolling so far this year for the Buckeyes.
1-2 is fouled back. Ohio took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning, and then things have unraveled a bit for the Bobcats. 2 home runs for Ohio State, one from Cammie Kortokrax and the other from Caitlin Farley. Ohio State with 5 runs in this 3rd inning. Allie Myers, a freshman in the circle for Ohio, just her 2nd appearance of the season. Line drive, skips off of Lauren Uhas's mitt into shallow right field. That gets another run in. 6 runs here in the top of the 3rd inning, and it's 8-1 Ohio State.
Everything that Ohio State hits, Sam, it's like
just so hard.
It's like it's being shot out of a rocket. Like, that ball was smoked again right at second baseman Lauren Uhas, and she's unable to knock it down and get the out at first. The Bobcats reeling here in the top of the 3rd. They need to settle down, calm down, and just get out of this inning and minimize the damage.
Ball 1 to Hadley Parisian. Leadoff hitter. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Parisian, the sophomore from Odon, Indiana. Year 1 at Ohio State. That buzzes up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. In the series sweep, the 3-game series sweep against Michigan, Hadley Parisian was a hero in one of those games. Popped up, left side. Parisian had a walk-off home run in game 1 with Ohio State down 3-2 in the 7th inning. And finally, the inning comes to a close here in the top of the 3rd. Ohio State with 6 runs in the 3rd. They lead 8-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning right after this from Athens, Ohio. Has been with Coach Hall every step of the way at Ohio University, both in their 3rd seasons with the Bobcats. And she really does a great job connecting with these student athletes. Coach Piper does both on and off the field, building relationships and trust.
Such a cool thing to see head coach Jenna Hall and assistant coach Lily Piper sticking together after Lily's playing days at Ohio State. And to your point, Sam, I mean, we see her before the games. She's always dancing, hyping up the team, playing hacky sack with them. She's just a great energy person to have in the dugout if you're Ohio.
It is really cool to see all that energy, and it definitely will bleed into the student athletes in a really positive way. One of the things that they'll do every now and then, Ohio softball in the cages pregame before games, they'll just get super hyped, and Lily Piper will have a water bottle and she'll just spray it on the student athletes, and they just get hype and energized with that. It's a good way to sort of release the emotions and energy before a game. Lauren Uhas draws a 1-out walk, Ohio's leadoff hitter, and that'll bring up CC Keitel. CC Keitel, the senior from Hilliard, Ohio, out of Hilliard-Davidson High School. 167th career start for CC Keitel as we look at Lauren Uhas at first base. She's 20 for 20 in stolen base attempts this season. That leads the Mid-American Conference.
She really can get going over there at first base and even sometimes second base, swiping third. But right now, I think for the Bobcats, it's really important to have at-bats like Lauren Uhas did, battle the at-bat, see some pitches, chip away at this lead that Ohio State has taken really quickly into this game, as you're not going to get it all back at once. Just chip away, chip away, chip away.
CC Keitel walked her first time up. As we mentioned earlier, her batting average has gotten better and better each year she's been at OU. Up to .312 this season, and she clobbers this ball into left center field. Uhas turns on the Jets, and CC up to second. Bobcats in business, second and third, with one out for Brenna Farmer.
Great job there for Ohio. CC Keitel, once again in this game, she drew a walker first at bat, and there she just really gets a hold of one, drives it to the left center gap. As we look at it here, just gets it done, and Uhas with those wheels, as we previously talked about, and Keitel moving up on the throw. It's just great job from the Bobcats. Like I said, take it one at bat at a time. Chip, chip, chip away.
Quick visit in the circle here. Ohio State, their pitching staff, remember, not as strong as their offense. Ohio State, when you look at their pitching staff, a lot of youth, 2 freshmen that primarily pitch in Lauren Boutte and Lena Gerhard. Gerhard is in the circle currently for the Buckeyes. Ohio State, a 4.34 ERA. That's just 10th in the Big Ten. And they're also 7th in the Big Ten in strikeouts, so they do have to deal with a lot of balls put in play. Brenna Farmer doubled her last time up, and that one pinches up and in.
Sophomore Brenna Farmer here needs to have a good at-bat. You have a great opportunity if you're Ohio to take some runs back from Ohio State, and it starts right here with 13 in green for the Bobcats. Need to have a good at-bat here if you're Brenna Farmer.
Brenna Farmer, the sophomore from Mount Blanchard, Ohio, out of Riverdale High School. Terrific high school career, especially her senior season where she didn't strike out one time. 0 strikeouts her senior year of high school, hit .639.
Definitely needs to channel some of that presence at the plate as she works a 3-0 count there. And if you're head coach Jenna Hall, you got to be telling Brenna here, hey, do you give her the red light or do you give her the green light, Sam?
Stoplight is always changing. You never know. It's a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for the Bobcats. And here comes the RBI queen for Ohio University this season, Emma Hoffner. 41 RBIs, 5th in the MAC. She drove in Ohio's only run in this game back in the bottom of the first inning, a sacrifice fly RBI.
I'd like to see a take here for Emma Hoffner. 4 straight balls to Brenna Farmer.
It's a good call. There you go.
And she does take. I really like that approach. When you're trailing this early on, there's still plenty of time to make up that 7-run deficit. But it all starts with having a presence of mind at the plate and having really good quality at bats.
This is lifted foul to the right side, near the grassy berm area where there are a lot of fans here today. Standing room only. All the seats are taken on the bleachers, both on the third base and first base side. 1 and 2. Emma Hoffner, the senior from New Stanton, Pennsylvania. She has grown so much in her time at Ohio. She said her freshman year it was kind of a blink of an eye. Really quick, blurry, just was trying to figure things out as a student athlete. Puts this ball in play, flip to second base, the throw to first, offline. Uhas scores, and here comes CC. 2 runs for the Bobcats. They'll take that one out for 2 runs, and it's 8-3.
Absolutely great job there by Emma Hoffner. Not going down with a strikeout. Puts the bat on the ball, puts the ball in play, applies the pressure to Ohio State's defense, and really does a good job there as Ohio scores 2 runs. And head coach Kieran Kumar has come out of the dugout to question something here with the umpires. Maybe if we get a look at that there, I believe she might be talking about an interference with the first base coach over at first base, getting in the way of the player. I don't know, though. Really, really weird situation there, but Bobcats do get 2 back right there on that play.
Maddie Wilcox, team's leader in home runs with 5, and that one gets all the way to the backstop, nowhere close from Lena Gerhard. Emma Hoffner is in scoring position with 2 outs. Maddie Wilcox having a tremendous senior season. First-year starter, 1-1. Maddie Wilcox told us a couple weeks ago that OU was absolutely her number 1 choice. She's got some ties, her family ties to Ohio University. Her grandfather wrestled here. Her sister went here.
Such a cool story for her to have family ties to this university and then put on a performance like she did game 1 against Miami in that doubleheader, having that 2-run home run to give Ohio the lead and the eventual win. It's a really cool story there for senior Maddie Wilcox.
Maddie Wilcox also mentioned how she's been going to camps here. She remembers when she was 10, 11 years old going to Ohio softball camps. And there was a photo she showed me of her with some Ohio softball student athletes. One of them was current pitching coach Maddie McCready, who pitched here. It all comes full circle for Maddie Wilcox. She's earned every opportunity now as a first-year starter her senior year. 8-3 lead for 22nd ranked Ohio State against Ohio. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and it's 2-2.
So in this at bat, Sam, we saw Maddie Wilcox go down extremely early. She went down 1-2. What seems like 8 pitches ago. She's fouled off about 4 or 5 pitches in a row, and I love that continual grind for her in this at bat. She fouls another one off. These are the type of at-bats that bring you back into softball games and allow you as a team to work your way back into games that you're down. Great job from the senior here from Grove City.
Grove City, Ohio, just outside of Columbus. A Spanish education major. And now it's full 3-2. Emma Hoffner at second base, 2 down. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Ohio down by 5. And ball 4. That's the 3rd walk in the inning issued by Lena Gerhard. Gerhard came into this game with 31 walks compared to 54 strikeouts. Ohio State's leaving the door open right now in the circle. It's an area that Ohio has to take advantage of. Ball 1 to Izzy Wilson.
You want to talk about winning plays and winning at bats. Little things that don't necessarily pop up on a score sheet, but help you win games, and that's one of them. From Maddie Wilcox right there, just a great at bat. Keeps the inning alive for the Bobcats in an inning where they've scratched across 2 runs and threatening here still. Just a great job for Ohio.
Coach Hall chatting with Izzy Wilson briefly. Talked earlier about Izzy Wilson's leadership sophomore season. had a breakout freshman season, hit above 300. The average is not there this year. She's hitting just 188, but she is making an impact still in this program. Her ability to speak in front of the team when things aren't going well. This is hit hard to second, bobbled, and a recover over at second base by Caitlin Farley, and the inning is over. So Ohio State limits the damage, but it's now a 5-run game. Ohio State 8 and Ohio 3. The Bobcats get a couple across here in the bottom of the third inning. Cece Keitel scores. Lauren Uhas scores on the same play. Good hustle from the Bobcats. We go to the fourth. Well, the power surge is real for Ohio State. They have been unreal in 2025, and the transition for Coach Kumar from Miami to Ohio State has been pretty easy, it seems, when you look at the offensive numbers. Ohio State this year leading the nation in home runs, and then when she was the head coach last year at Miami, 160 home runs. That was one shy of the NCAA softball single season record that was set by Oklahoma in 2021.
When you look at those numbers, you just kind of chuckle a little bit and ask yourself, how does she do it? Those numbers speak for themselves, and her hitting philosophies are definitely known across the softball world, and she's done it at 2 different universities now. It's just so interesting and cool to see her offensive production at where she's been.
Allie Myers still in the circle for the Bobcats, the freshman making just her second appearance of the season. And here is a tough test. Jasmine Burns, 22 home runs, tied for second in the nation. Fights that one off, 1-2.
She is definitely looking to get number 23. She is taking some healthy hacks there, and now would like to see her shorten up and put a ball in play and apply the pressure to Ohio's defense and see what she can do.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking at Ohio State's remaining schedule, when you think about who they play in Big Ten play the rest of the way, favorable schedule against Purdue and Illinois, their final Big Ten opponents. Those 2 teams that combined 12-19 in conference play. They didn't play Oregon, and they did have to play UCLA earlier this season and drop both of those games. But they will be a tough team to match up with come Big Ten tournament time. 3-2 is destroyed, foul. That softball might be broken.
That ball was mashed to Tatertown.
That ball might be not available to use anymore.
That softball is in orbit. Oh, my.
3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Line shot, and that scoots past Abby Kennelly. A leadoff hitter aboard for Ohio State here in the top of the 4th inning.
That ball was absolutely touched again. That was 2 pitches in a row for Jasmine Burns that I would love to know the exit velo numbers on. And Abby Kennelly, you can't blame her, just kind of sidestepped it and scoots past her, but great hitting there from one of the best hitters in NCAA softball, Jasmine Burns.
Quick visit from head coach Jenna Hall. This is the top of the order for Ohio State. Burns, the number 2 hitter, and now Reagan Milliken, who had an RBI single her last time up. That goes down as a single, too, by the way, for Burns, just with how hard that ball was hit. Tough to read it. Milliken at the plate, the senior from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, tied for 9th in the nation with 62 RBIs. She's had a great season, was on a 12-game hitting streak at one point from March 15th to March 31st. Ohio State needed to to find other pieces this year to step up with how many people left. Around 8 student athletes departed. Some hit the portal with the coaching change. They have found some pieces, some that were on Ohio State, just didn't play last season. Reagan Milliken is one of those.
Yeah, to your point, Sam, Ohio State, 10 newcomers this year, five transfers and 5 freshmen. And like you've mentioned here with Milliken, someone who was on Ohio State, didn't necessarily play in many games or any games for that matter last year, and head coach Kieran Kumar finds a way to get production out of pieces that were at Ohio State.
And one of the student athletes that's actually not in the starting lineup today, Morgan Fry, graduate student from Swanee, Georgia, someone that came to Ohio State initially just for law school. This is grounded just foul. Morgan Fry was an absolute stud at Berry College, a Division III school in Georgia. Hit over 400 in 4 seasons at Berry College. And she arrives at Ohio State for law school, preparing to be an environmental lawyer, and then decides, hey, I'm going to see if I can pursue softball here as well. And Morgan and her dad went into Coach Kumar's office, and it all worked out. This ball is hammered high and deep to right field. You can forget about it. It's the 3rd home run of the game for Ohio State, and this time off the bat of Reagan Milliken.
The Ohio State bats on fire as they've been all year with another home run. If you parked out there in that parking lot, I'd think about moving your car, your vehicle, because the Buckeyes are getting awful close as we take a look here. As that ball smashed over the right center wall. Just another great piece of hitting for the Buckeyes. They're so good at what they do offensively. It's crazy.
I think we have to go move our cars, Angelo.
Absolutely.
Our cars are both parked in that parking lot.
Somebody's windshield's getting broken.
That's, yeah, well, we'll figure out if we need to fix our cars. Cami Korda-Cracks. She homered her last time up, takes a big, healthy cut, 0-2. Korda-Cracks, the senior from Westerville, Ohio, played for Beverly Bandits travel ball, Bishop Hartley High School. Comes from an athletic family. Her mother, Mindy, played softball. Her dad played basketball at Findlay College and was a Hall of Famer. One, two, and that ball is crushed. So long, it's back to Columbus. Cami Korda-Cracks will pick that ball up when she goes back to Columbus, Ohio. My goodness.
I'm speechless, Sam. That ball was hit over the left field wall, which is 200, as we take a look here, and got all the way over the hitting barn. That ball is up in space, orbiting the moon, and it's not going to come down for a long time. Cami Korda-Cracks gets her 2nd home run of the game.
And now in the circle for your Bobcats, number 2, Mikey.
That ball is back at Ohio State's campus right now. That's how far that ball was touched. My goodness. We got another pitching change here in the circle. Mikey Living will take over the keys, and we'll continue the top of the 4th inning right after this. It is 11-3. 22nd ranked Ohio State leads Ohio on ESPN+. 4th inning. Sophomore from New Haven, West Virginia, having a great season in the circle. 2.61 ERA. That's 4th in the Mid-American Conference. She takes over for Allie Myers. Ohio State has hit 4 home runs in this game, 2 off the bat of Cami Korda-Cracks. Maybe she has that 2023 loss in the back of her mind. She was on that team when Ohio beat Ohio State 1-0 in 9 innings. in 2023. Now she's just that good of a hitter. And hit that ball back to Columbus, Ohio. Sammy Buick, sophomore, third baseman. 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Right now, Ohio is in a really good position to win the Mid-American Conference. We know this game isn't going the way they envisioned right now, but they're first in the MAC, all alone atop the Mid-American Conference standings, 14-4 record in conference play, 31-12 overall, fresh off that 3-game sweep against the Miami Redhawks, their arch rival, Battle of the Bricks. And they'll have 2 really challenging, they've got 3 remaining conference series left, but 2 of them are against 2 of the top teams in the MAC in Ball State and Central Michigan. The 2 teams literally behind them in the conference standings. Ohio will play Central Michigan on the road this weekend and then turn around and play a doubleheader at home against Ball State on Tuesday, a week from today. So those will be really tough tests for Ohio, and if they succeed on those tests, they'll have earned a MAC regular season championship so long they take care of business the final series against Western Michigan.
Yeah, Sam, they have the road in front of them, and they control their own destiny, if you will. You know, win your games against your MAC opponents, and you get that coveted regular season title and get that bye heading into Akron for the MAC tournament. And, you know, if this one plays out the way it has been, you know, you take this one on the chin and you come to practice and you lock back in and focus on what you have remaining in front of you, with that being the MAC, of course. And I think head coach Jenna Hall knows that. That's smoked to left field and caught by Izzy Wilson for the Bobcats' first out of the inning.
It'll be a good test the rest of the way for Ohio. Definitely a challenging remaining schedule in Mid-American Conference play, but they'll be ready. And the big separator, when you think about last season to this season for Ohio, at least one of them is the pitching staff. It's gotten better. It's gotten deeper. Skip Miller, who we have not seen yet today, she is having an unbelievable season, especially in conference play. She's got a 1.30 in conference play, a 1.30 ERA in conference play, and was just named MAC Pitcher of the Week. 1 ball and 1 strike to Caitlin Farley. And then you've got Mikey Living, who is 4th in the MAC in ERA. Anna Wise, who started this game, she's 1st in the MAC in ERA with a 2.31 clip. The depth of the pitching staff could carry Ohio to a MAC championship when it's all said and done. They'll certainly need those arms to produce. Two balls and 1 strike to Farley, who has one of the 4 Ohio State home runs. Popped up, foul ground, Izzy Wilson. Unable to make the catch. Really good effort, though, from Izzy.
Yeah, what an effort there by Izzy Wilson. I didn't think there was any way she was going to get there, and she made that a lot closer than I originally thought, and heck of an effort. Just barely misses it on the diving play there. Foul ball.
Izzy Wilson was a highly touted defensive outfielder coming into Ohio. Coach Hall really said that stuck out. Her ability to track balls down in the outfield, great first step. 2-2 is inside too far. Farley did not go around. It's a full count. If you're just joining us, Ohio took a 1-0 lead after 1 inning. Ohio State has 4 home runs in this game, 2 from Cami Kortacrax. Ground ball, Juhas dives off her mitt. Trickles into shallow right center field.
It was a great play there by Lauren Juhas to attempt to keep that ball in the dirt and make a play at first base. Lays all the way out, gets her glove on it, just can't control it all the way, and another base runner for the Buckeyes.
That'll go down as an error on Lauren Uhas. One ball and no strikes to Haley Lang, the catcher, playing in just her 12th game this season. The Ohio Cardinal Conference Player of the Year at Ashland High School as a junior and a senior, and played summer ball for the Beverly Bandits. Travel ball is a big deal in softball, and just talking to some of the Ohio student athletes about that, and their connection playing against each other, some of the seniors playing against each other, playing with each other on the same travel ball team, how competitive it is, how intense it gets. 2 balls and 1 strike. And some of these student athletes on both Ohio and Ohio State playing for some really good travel ball teams.
Yeah, nowadays travel ball is how you get noticed in the college world. So a lot of these players on both teams, like you mentioned, playing for, that's fouled right to the right side. As you mentioned, playing for really high-level travel ball organizations, and great softball being played in the summer, especially at the higher level when you're attempting to make that jump from high school to college.
2 balls and 1 strike to Haley Lang, sophomore catcher, 1 for 2 today. Mikey Living, she didn't pitch much against Miami over the weekend. Only 1 appearance. It was an inning and a third, 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 walks, 1 strikeout. Came in late in that series finale against Miami that Ohio ended up winning 7-6 in walk-off fashion to complete the sweep, to break out the brooms. There's a called strike 3. Mikey is, her upside is crazy, crazy good. Only a sophomore in the circle. She's definitely got a bright future with a 2.76 ERA her freshman year, and now a 2.61 ERA currently this year.
The upside for the entire Ohio pitching staff is,
Well, that's true.
is really
Yeah.
great. Mikey Living and Anna Wise being sophomore and freshman, and then Skip Miller. There's a bunt attempt, called strike. Skip Miller being a redshirt junior.
Yeah, Skip has 1 year left as well. Plans to come back. And that is going to be crazy when you got Anna Wise with a year under her belt. She's a freshman this year. Fly ball, foul left side. Mikey Living's only a sophomore too. I remember Mikey's first ever appearance in college. It was against Arkansas, an SEC team down in Florida. And she looked unfazed by the moment. 3 2/3 innings, only gave up 1 earned run in her first career appearance against Arkansas.
As she's done here against Ohio State, she's come in and provided some good pitches for Ohio here. She's trying to keep them off the board, trying to keep them from blowing this thing wide open. She's up 0-2 here.
High skyscraper into center field. CC Keitel makes the catch. And Skylar Lamone is retired. Ohio State with 3 more on the board. 2 home runs. The second home run of the day for Cami Quartercracks. And it was a no-doubter sent back to Columbus. 11-3 lead for Ohio State, moving to the bottom of the 4th and 3 lead over Ohio. And for more on the Buckeyes, here's our field reporter, Lucy Schaefer.
Yeah, if you're on the broadcast today, you can hear how loud it is and how packed it is in Athens today. Full house. And I'm sure this 22nd ranked Ohio State team has something to do with that. I got to talk to a Buckeye fan. He told me how, quote, unbelievable the team chemistry is. And you get the feeling from just being out there, that third inning was certainly a phenomenal one for the Buckeyes, and that's where they got things started. They've been keeping Ohio on the field much longer than before, 6 runs to end that inning, and of course, a spectacular performance from that point on.
It has, and a reason why is the offense has absolutely exploded. Thank you, Lucy. 4 home runs for Ohio State, and we have a new pitcher for Ohio State in the circle. It's number 21. That hit Abikinelli's bat twice, so foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, new pitcher is Cassandra Gaywicki. Cassandra Gaywicki, another pitcher used here, just the second for the Buckeyes today. Talked about the youth for Ohio State in the circle, Angelo. It's another freshman. Lena Gerhard started this game, the freshman, and pitched pretty well. Only gave up 2 hits, 3 runs.
Yeah, another freshman in the circle for the Buckeyes. As you know, they've gained an 8-run lead here going into the bottom of the 4th, and just that rebuilding of the pitching staff, as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, as Kieran Kumar had to do in her first year at Ohio State, and with an injury to one of her older arms in the room, Lexi Polson, as that's a strike 3 there on Belle Hummel. Or Abikinelli, excuse me.
Well, even though Cassandra Gaywicki is a freshman, she's actually pitched pretty darn well this season. She's got the best ERA on the team, a 2.28 mark in 14 appearances. She's made 6 starts, 30 2/3 innings, so not a massive sample size compared to Gerhard, who's thrown nearly 60 innings coming into today, and Boutte over 100 innings. It is a funky delivery, too, for Cassandra Gaywicki. What do you notice with that windup? It looks like she pauses a little bit during it.
Yeah, it looks like as she gets to the peak of her motion there, you know, when the ball's at the highest point, as she pauses. So we'll take a look at it there. Yeah, really interesting. Looks like she pumps her front leg a little bit, hops on that back leg, which is legal as long as she replants back on the rubber and gains no advantage from it. So a legal motion, but a funky one at that, to your point.
Shelby Wessler grounds this to third. Sammy Buick makes the play. 2 down quickly.
And now, batting for your Bobcats, number 22, Belle Hummel!
Here comes Belle Hummel, number 9 hitter for the Bobcats. Had a really good series finale against Miami. 3 hits in the game. And the slap hitter bounces it right back to Gaywicki. What a quick, smooth, and chill bottom of the 4th inning for Ohio State. We go to the 5th inning right after this. It's a 11th East Ohio, Athens, Ohio to be exact. Back with Angelo Travis, Sam Hyman on hand. Man, there is not an empty spot in the house right now. We got people that are scattered down the right field and left field lines, standing on the grassy berm. What an environment.
Beautiful weather, 2 great softball teams going at it, and it's awesome to see Ohio softball field packed like it is. Got great representation, both teams, green, red. Kind of looks like Christmas out here, Sam.
And it's also really cool to see a lot of youth softball teams here in attendance to watch this game. You mentioned how this is a matchup between 2 of the best Ohio softball teams, college softball teams in the state. The opposite way, great piece of hitting by Taylor Cruz to lead off the top of the 5th inning. Ohio State looking to add to its 8-run lead. Remember, an 8-run lead or larger, the run rule is in play after 5 innings. So Ohio has to get at least 1 run if the score stays the same, 8 runs. They've got to get at least one run in the bottom of the 5th inning or the game is over. Ball 1 to the leadoff hitter, Hadley Parisian. And Mikey responds with a strike. So this past weekend, Ohio State, they beat Michigan 4-3, 7-4, and then 15-7. There was a doubleheader on Friday. Both of those games were close. Hadley Parisian played hero in the second game. Ohio State trailed 5-1 after 5 innings against Michigan, and then scored 6 unanswered, 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. The 3 in the 7th came on one swing by Hadley Parisian. And the way that game happened, kind of similar to the way Ohio completed the 3-game sweep against their arch rival this past weekend, Miami. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ohio led 5-1, blew the lead. It's a little bit different where you're ahead, blow the lead, then come back. Ohio State was down by a lot and bounced back. Both these teams have no quit. Mikey's 2-2. Ooh, that one barely misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
2 historic rivalry wins, to your point, Sam.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and all the years they've been playing softball, Ohio State gets its first ever series sweep of their foe, Michigan, and then OU getting the first series sweep over Miami since 2017, as that's lined left field just fair. What a hit there from Hadley Parisian. Sneaks it onto the left field line.
Ohio State in business, 2nd and 3rd with nobody out for the dangerous bat, Jasmine Burns. Another look at this, just tucked inside the line, and great hustle by Taylor Cruz. Jasmine Burns, the sophomore, singled her last time up, takes low.
If I had to venture to guess here, Sam, she's not going to get a pitch that she can hit and extend this lead for the Buckeyes. Assume it's just going to be 4 pitches working her way around Jasmine Burns here at the plate as one of, if not the best offensive bat in the entire nation. Surely going to be a finalist for Player of the Year in the entire nation as well. And just what a year the sophomores had for the Buckeyes.
Big jump from freshman to sophomore year for Jasmine Burns. And she takes an off speed in there for a strike. Mikey Living, do not sleep on her changeup. It is really, really tough to pick that up. It's been a little inconsistent this year, according to Coach Hall when I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago, but she has that changeup, and look out. Popped up. Shallow center field. Izzy Wilson makes the catch. Good communication. 1 away, and the runners stay put at 2nd and 3rd.
Good communication and a robbing of what almost looked like it was going to drop in for a hit for Jasmine Burns as shortstop Abby Kennelly bit the dust, ranging back behind her, and Izzy Wilson with that great speed and outfield coverage, as you mentioned earlier, comes in and gets the out.
Strike 1 to Reagan Milliken. Homered her last time up. Senior first baseman. Mikey Living, the sophomore from New Haven, West Virginia, out of Wahama High School, the White Falcons. Mikey was the West Virginia Softball State Player of the Year in 2023. For both her talented performances at the plate and in the circle. see Milliken's numbers today. She is tied for 9th in the nation in RBIs. And she's going to get a couple more right here. Flick that one into left center field. 2 runs come across. And Ohio State leads by 10.
Great hitting there by Reagan Milliken at the plate. And as you said, Sam, tacked 2 more RBIs onto her season total. That's just great job there as we see the hit and the 2 RBIs there from Reagan Milliken and the Buckeyes blowing this thing open here in Athens, Ohio.
Reagan Milliken has 5 RBIs in this game now. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5. She's chasing, wow, yeah, she's going to get close to her teammate Jasmine Burns. Jasmine Burns has not driven in a run today, and she's got 69 RBIs on the season. And Reagan Milliken is up to 67 on the season. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, up to
I'm right there.
up to 67 RBIs. And
Oh my. Just watch it fly. Cami Quartercracks, not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs in this game. And Ohio State with a 15-3 advantage.
Cami Quartercracks, the senior, with the hat trick of home runs. As we take a look at that replay, and that ball not hit as far as her previous home run. Doesn't get it all the way over the barn, but once again, just another great piece of hitting from Cami Quartercracks, and the Buckeyes really putting in damage at the plate.
Wow. Cami Quartercracks, the senior, having herself a day. Sammy Buick at the plate for the Buckeyes. Ground ball, left side, tough play. Kennelly stops it, but no throw. Buick is safe, an infield single.
Would have been a tough play either way there for shortstop Abby Kennelly, the freshman. Great job, though, to keep that on the dirt, stop it from reaching the outfield. Good all-around play there from the shortstop.
We've got a pinch runner at first base.
It's going to be number 80.
Yeah, it looked like number 80 there.
Tanya Barrett.
Tough to see whether it was 20 or 80. But Barrett, who's played in 28 games now on the season, will pinch run. Ball 1 to Caitlin Farley. Wow, 3 home runs in 1 game for Cami Quartercracks.
Just an unreal feat for one player to hit 3 home runs, even 2 home runs in a game. Cami Quartercracks just having herself a day at the plate against the Bobcats and leaving no doubt.
And she has done something this season that her teammate Jasmine Burns, who has the single season Ohio State softball home run record this year with 22 home runs. Jasmine Burns hasn't hit 3 home runs in a game this year. My goodness. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now Burns does have 3 2-home run games. 3 games with 2 home runs this season. softly struck behind the second base bag, and that'll scoot through into shallow center for Farley. Jasmine Burns actually had a 2-homer game at UCLA. That was arguably the toughest opponent for Ohio State this season in conference play. They do not play Oregon, who leads the Big Ten with a 41-5 record overall and 14-2 in conference play. And you know, actually going back to Ohio State's schedule a little bit, they also don't play Northwestern, who is currently 4th in the Big Ten. They did take 2 out of 3 against Nebraska, who is in 3rd place. Nebraska's got a 12-4 record in conference play. We've got a pitching change for Ohio. We'll take a quick break and continue the top of the 5th inning. A 15-3 lead for the Buck. Ohio's 4th pitcher on the evening. It is Keegan Moore, who makes her 3rd appearance of the season here in mop-up duty, trying to just slam the door shut or prevent it from opening even further. Moore faces a pinch hitter, Morgan Fry. We brought her up earlier. Fry has made 42 starts this season, but coming off the bench today, getting a little bit of rest. First year with the Buckeyes. And she has had a tremendous softball career. Played 4 seasons at Berry College, a Division III school in Georgia, Angelo. And her numbers are absolutely insane.
I mean, once again, another Ohio State hitter who, when you look at their numbers, you kind of go, are these real? Like, just insane. 4 years over at Berry College in Georgia, which is the largest campus in the entire world. Berry College in Georgia, if you did not know that. 27,000 acres.
Have you been?
I've not been.
Interesting. Did not know that. That is an interesting fact, though. And at Berry College, to your point, she probably hit softballs all over those however many acres did you said she hit 44 home runs, so I'd imagine that some of those softballs are somewhere across the entire campus.
Yeah, 44 home runs in her career, definitely probably spanned the 27,000 acres of Berry College, and the grad transfer gets a walk in her pinch at bat here against the Bobcats, and she's done it all. 3-time All-American at Berry College.
And I love the fact that it's cool how she ended up on the Ohio State softball team, because she initially came to Ohio State for law school as Skylar Lamone swings and misses. She came to Ohio State for law school, preparing to be an environmental lawyer, and gives a ton of credit to Danny Price, who helped Morgan visit the Georgia Supreme Court and meet some justices as well. Really good life experience while she was at Berry College. And when she got to Ohio State to start law school, she emailed Coach Kumar, Ohio State's head coach, and was like, hey, you know, softball, can I get back into it and continue and wrap up my career here at Ohio State? And Morgan Fry and her dad met in Coach Kumar's office, and the rest is history. She's been a big part of this team. She's hitting .382. She just walked. Lamone strikes out, by the way, on that pitch, 2 down. So a really cool story, both from an academic standpoint and an athletic standpoint, where you see Morgan pursuing her goals and dreams in both of those areas at Ohio State.
Very cool thing to see on and off the field. Morgan Fry is definitely winning on and off the field.
Emma Tolley will pinch hit here for Ohio State, replacing Taylor Cruz. Tolley swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Brenna Farmer makes the catch, and that ends the top of the 5th inning. 4 runs for the Buckeyes, and the 3rd home run of the game for Cami Kortokrax. My gracious. It's a 15-3 lead for Ohio State. Last chance for Ohio, down by even more runs, means the run rule is in effect in the 5th inning. Ohio and Ohio State. First pitch swinging, Lauren Uhas knocks that one into right center field. Base hit for the senior. Her first of the game.
And now, batting for the Bobcats, number 5, CC Kyle.
Good at bat there for Lauren Uhas, getting aboard and giving her team a fighting chance. They need to score some runs, but great first leadoff at bat for Lauren.
Ohio needs 5 runs in this inning to extend the game. They're down 15-13. It's an 8-run rule. You got to be within 7 runs or less to extend the game past 5 innings. CC Keitel rips that one left side. It's bobbled and trickles into shallow left field. So Ohio with runners at first and second, nobody out. So moments ago in the top of the 5th inning, Angelo, Tammy Quartercracks became just the 4th Ohio State Buckeye softball student athlete to hit 3 home runs in one game. Reagan Milliken did it earlier this year, but prior to that it had not been done since 2006. So 2 Buckeyes now with 3 home runs in one game this season.
Just an unreal feat for Quartercracks as that's dribbled right back to the pitcher and Farmer's thrown out at first base for the first out of the inning. Just an unreal feat for Quartercracks, as I was saying, to accomplish. And what better way than to join your teammate this year, Reagan Milliken, in doing it. That's insane for the Buckeyes, as their offensive production has been through the roof, to say the least, this year.
1 out. Emma Hoffner at the plate, and she takes ball 1. Emma Hoffner, the senior, a really talented hitter, also a really talented catcher. She is 10th in the nation in runners caught stealing this season. 2-0. One of the things that she told me really helped her grow as a catcher was the summer after her sophomore year at Ohio. She went to a camp, the Jen Schro catching camp in California, and said it was life-changing. It wasn't necessarily all about the skills in terms of what she learned. It was just about gaining confidence and being in the room with some of the best catchers in college softball. She was on a panel with Oklahoma catcher Kinsey Hansen and Nebraska catcher Peyton Cody. And Emma Hoffner told us that one of the keys to throwing runners out is using her body. It's not just the arm strength, it's using her body and getting that momentum when throwing out runners. 3-1 is smashed into center field, a base hit. Hoffner drives in her 42nd run of the season.
Yeah, and Hoffner definitely knows how to throw runners out, as she's tied for 10th in the nation, throwing out 15 runners this year, and as she gets another RBI there, just a great piece of hitting to drive home a run and get aboard with her second hit of the day.
Ohio needs 4 more runs to extend this game. Ball 1 to Maddie Wilcox. In the circle right now for the Buckeyes is Cassandra Gayewicki. 2 freshmen have pitched today for Ohio State. Lena Gerhard started this game for the Buckeyes, and she went 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. Gayewicki has thrown an inning and a third. This is foul. Wonder if Gayewicki gets a lot more time here the rest of the season. Just looking at her numbers, she's got a 2.28 ERA and 30 2/3 innings coming in. That's the fewest number of innings compared to the other 3 pitchers that the Buckeyes have on the roster: Kennedy Kay, Lauren Boutte, and Lena Gerhard.
Yeah, she's done a great job when she's got in, as you've mentioned. And, you know, from a hitter standpoint, the funkier the movement, the funkier the release, the harder it is to hit a pitcher. And she has that funky little kick that she does. So, to your point, maybe she does get more time as we get to the latter half of this season, because she has done so well when she's been given the opportunity.
Maddie Wilcox walks for the second time today.
Get loud for number 30, Izzy Wilson!
Izzy Wilson at the plate for Ohio. Fans banging on the bleachers here at the Ohio softball field. Again, it's been a heck of an atmosphere here today. Both Ohio and Ohio State fans flooding the bleachers here in Athens. Foul ball left side. Ohio State will play its next Big Ten series at Buckeye Field this weekend against Purdue. Ohio will play its next Mid-American Conference Series this weekend at Central Michigan. Central Michigan is in second place right now in the MAC. They're 23-19 overall, 15-5 in conference play. That is going to be a big test. Skip Miller will be well rested. She has not pitched in this game. Izzy Wilson pops this up into left field. Parisian makes the catch. Sacrifice fly RBI for Izzy Wilson. And it's 15-6.
Making her way to the plate, number
15-5, pardon me.
Sydney Young!
Sydney Young is the pinch hitter for Ohio. Freshman from Charleston, West Virginia. 23 games this season, hitting .300. Takes a strike. Ohio is down to its final out in this game, with this lead that's larger than 7 runs, 8 runs or more. That's where the run rule comes into play. It's quickly 0-2. Both of these teams will definitely be making noise in their respective conference tournaments, even though Ohio State has a tough hill to climb with the likes of Oregon and UCLA and Nebraska in there, and Northwestern. They will be a tough team to get out. That is outside. And then Ohio, of course, they're currently in first place in the MAC.
Looking to finally win the MAC. Ohio, to your point, if they run the table, they will be the 1 seed heading in, and great opportunity for them to get that long-awaited MAC tournament championship under head coach Jenna Hall. And then for Ohio State, that swung on and missed for strike 3.
And that's the game.
That's the ball game. It's the run rule.
So, and the other thing, too, about the 1 seed, if Ohio secures the 1 seed in the MAC, they would get a bye and not have to play on May 7th. They would start on May 8th. So that's a wrap here from the Ohio softball field. In 5 innings, Ohio State beats Ohio 15-5 here at the Ohio softball field, headlined by Cami Quartercracks, who becomes the 4th Buckeye ever, 4th ever Ohio State softball student athlete to hit 3 home runs in 1 game. Unbelievable stuff. And